I feel like it could be a thing or it is a thing. I'll say it is a thing. Um, I think I would believe in it more in a friendship rather than a relationship. Although I do see, because again, a lot of the things that I believe about relationships or love or whatever the case may be, I feel like kind of resemble this theory to an extent. So, but I can't say I agree with it fully, but all right. I'm gonna skip around on some of these questions. Uh G. Well,
Right?
okay. Did you set a New Year's resolution? Why or why not? And if you did, what is it?
I ain't said one since the last motherfucker I knew said one.
Oh my gosh,
I,
man.
but
Oh man. Chat, it's gonna be a long night. I'm gonna just go ahead and let y'all know that. It's gonna be a long night.
I ain't said one since. God dang.
Man, why didn't you set one though?
Uh, because so for me it's kind of like I correlated like going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Like people want to see these immediate things, and so
Mm-hmm.
I'm that person also. And so if it takes me a year to accomplish some shit, I'm probably out whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to set like attainable, like okay, in a month or two I can attain this, or another month or two I can do this. So
Right.
um,
Right.
now I set goals for myself throughout the year as opposed to a big goal of X, Y, or Z. Because who wants to be let down just before you gotta set another goal?
Right. And then
And so that,
yeah.
so that's my thing. So like when it, like Shai said, when it hits, like that's when I want to set it, and that's what I want to go for. I mean, you saw over the past year, like, hey, I want to get this, boom, I got that. 2 months, boom, got, you know what I mean? And so that's just how I view it.
Right. And you got shot. She said, why do we have to start on January 1st? Start whenever the idea strikes. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Um, I've never been one to really set New Year's resolutions. Um, I did not set a New Year's resolution this year. Um, because for me, I'm not gonna, and I think it goes hand in hand a little bit to what you're saying, G. I'm not gonna put a what seems to be a time frame or something on something that I want to accomplish, right? Um, so I'm just going to position myself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually to align myself with what I want to accomplish. Again, when it comes, I know that, like I just told you, the vision board, right? Um, there are multiple one-offs to that, to the main things that I would like to do this year. There is a hit this or this, hit this or this. I'm not going to necessarily put all my eggs in one basket to be like, okay, it's just 500 subs. It's just 700 followers on Kit. It's just this. It's just that. That's not. So now I have okay, it's this or this. Now, are both of these things hand in hand? Absolutely. Potentially. I would imagine that, hey, you know, I probably will get a viral clip that may lead to 500 subs on YouTube. Or I might hit 700 followers and that may end up getting me verified or partnered on Kick. Whatever the case may be, right? So for me, I've learned to not only set achievable goals, things that are realistic, but also things that I can put something else with it so that, hey, if I don't get a viral clip, this is a win. 500 subscribers. Or, hey, I didn't get verified. Hey, 700. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
Yeah, I'm with it.
okay. All right. Next question is, if you could give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be? My 18-year-old self, man. Huh, man. My 18-year-old self. G, if you want me to, I'll start.
You getting the cootie cat for the one time.
G, I wasn't. Not at age 18. Not at 18, G.
You started on your journey, boy.
No, I wasn't. G, I wasn't. No, I didn't. G,
I thought you was dating that girl then.
No, that was like 20. That G. That was.
I thought you had. Is that the girl with the kid?
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Hold on. I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. No, that was like. Yeah. 19, 20. Yeah, you're right. But no. So, my 18 said, "Yo, what's good, Rhett?" Allison said, "Go to church and stay with it." Okay. My 18-year-old self. So if I had one thing to tell my 18-year-old self, it would definitely be, man, dude, where do I even start? Gee, I'm not gonna lie. I think I would go with, and it's not about money, G. It ain't about money. I think I would have to go with the quote that you taught me when we like first became friends and stuff. Listen to understand, but not to respond. I think me being the kind of person I was at 18 years old, being a hothead, still like trying to learn. Yo, Kev, what's good, bro? Trying to like learn how to be a man. I feel like that is going to be the biggest thing for me would be to actually take time to listen. And it's not just, not just the friends, but to like, even like leaving like my mom, or the things that I was like, when it comes to a job, like not being so quick to just be, a cold dude. Just to listen more along the lines of be patient. Be patient. Listen, think before you act. Not every action deserves a reaction. I think that's my biggest thing. Not every action of where, something that happens, it doesn't always deserve a reaction. I think that, you got to pick and choose your battles. And this is one thing I just learned this recently, the last 5 years. So yeah, I would say not every action deserves a reaction. I feel like that probably would have put some years back on my life.
I heard that. Mine would just be to do what makes you happy. There's a lot of things I mix that on. Trying to make someone else happy. Obviously, in the end, knowing now, it didn't work out anyway.
Right.
But do more things that make me happy. Not put so much time and effort into only making someone else happy.
I feel that.
So spend more time on that front.
Yeah. I think it's we were taught these things as kids coming up. younger, trying to learn, trying to understand, trying to do this, trying to do that. And then, it's always, hey, it's what your parents tell you or how they tell you, even at 17, 18, 19, how you should live or what you should be doing or where you should be in life. Because for me, somebody tell me something like that, and you know me, G, better than anybody besides Bree, it's just going to piss me off. I don't need somebody telling me what I should be doing. And if I know I should be doing it, and if I'm not doing it, I know it should be, it's just going to make me even madder. I don't need somebody to tell me that. I mean, so yeah, okay, G, I feel that. G, all right, G, are you ready? I do want to know because I feel like you put this question in here. If you could spend one day with anyone famous or not, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
One person, dead or famous?
Mm-hmm.
Famous or not? It don't have to be famous.
It don't have.
Or
It
we
don't
do
have.
two categories: famous and not famous.
Okay, G. Okay, I'm with it.
I'll start with famous.
Okay.
You said dead or alive?
Mm-hmm. I got you thinking, boy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, that one does have me thinking. You got either one of yours already?
No, G, but T said his favorite person is the Pink Power Ranger Kimberly. I can't be mad.
We watched it this morning. We watched it this morning.
Y'all watch Power Rangers this morning, G?
Gee, did we?
G, I'm
But
telling
Ivan
you.
Ooze was on the
Boy.
screen, boy.
Yeah, boy.
But they was killing me, boy. They was a bunch of hussy y'all.
I'm telling you, G. I'm telling you.
I mean, so for like mentality sake, I would like to talk to Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant, okay.
Because I say that to say like why work so hard?
Right.
Like you hear stories, you hear different things. It's
Yo,
like why do you
Kev, who was that?
Like why? You got everything already.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
mm-hmm.
even to his last season, everything showing up early, doing this, like taking X amount of shots, knowing it's the end anyway. So like why still work so hard?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like what's the motivation? What's the meaning behind it? Like you got it all already. Like you speak multiple languages. Like you've got the family, you've got the fortune, you've got the notoriety, like all that. Like why still like do all that?
Right. I'll go famous as well, but I don't know, man. Well, I'm not even gonna go famous. Um, man, I don't know, man. It's this is a tough question. Um, if I went with somebody famous, um, man, dead or alive. Okay, so famous for me, J. Cole.
Okay.
And I say J. Cole not because he's my favorite rapper, but because I know that he's moved so differently in the music scene itself, how he carries himself, um, like being young, going to college, having a degree, and still doing music, being able to keep yourself grounded once you have made it. Like I feel like I could get advice from him on on like a how to, right? Again, it's not even just because of the music piece. When I look at me myself, how I like to an extent, obviously outside of streaming, be kind of off the grid or whatever. Like, how are you able to do the things that you've done? But you're gonna go down as you're gonna go down as one of the best rappers alive. You play basketball professionally, and you own a basketball team. Like, it's just so much.
He right behind Chingy, but what's gonna be, G? Let me tell you what was the tough part about both. Like you having your conversation, we having mine. They
What?
slick gonna tell us some shit we not trying to hear. They gonna give you the cold hard truth.
Yeah, yeah.
And they slick gonna say something you just like, well, yeah, but, and that's how it's gonna go.
I feel like there are much more grounded celebrities. He is so mid. Are you talking about J. Cole? J. Cole is mid?
Yeah, she's not talking about Chingy, bro.
No, like J. Cole is mid? Gee, okay. Seriously. Now this is where we are for debate.
Oh, what are you talking about?
Him being mid, I think it's when it comes to J. Cole, I think it's the fact that he's so off the scene. People really don't know what he does or how much he does. I guess that's okay. And then at that point, for not seeing or hearing or whatever the case may be, I definitely do understand that. I can agree with that.
I don't feel like he like opposed to others. Like he didn't strike when the iron was hot. If that makes sense. Makes sense. Like when he was at the top, like he could have or was on his way, he could have kept going and probably could have rose to some sort of, whatever. And that may not have been his priority, and I feel that, but he didn't keep going.
He said, "I'm gonna delete this, but he's from my city. I know what he does." Yeah, yeah. I mean, and then again, for me, there is a lot of things about him I don't know. Uh, that's a definitely a big thing as well. There's stuff I'm sure stuff I don't know. Yeah. Um, his massive influx, bad gold causing his supplement, Egypt. Sorry, this is we speak freely in here. You don't have to delete it. Um, yeah, I definitely like. He probably a dog in high school. He's probably a dog. He's probably a dog. And genuinely, we don't. You said we don't. Oh, okay. I got you, Sean. We don't speak freely on doxing myself. No, it's fine. No, it's fine. Well, now I know Shaw's hometown. It's crazy. Let's go. Bow.
I got a friend who went to high school out there. Well,
Really?
100%.
What did Kev say? Mansa Musa. Who was that? So there was a massive influx, devalue gold, causing its price to plummet. Ah, okay, Kev, I got you. Okay, G. Now, non-celebrity. I'm not from that city. It's just the biggest one near me. I got you. No, Shy. You don't have to lie. It's cool. G, this is easy for me. You already know.
Go ahead, G.
Michael, easily, hands down. Spend another day. Like spend a day with a person. Hands down, Michael. Hands down.
What's that conversation like, G?
Gee, what's that conversation like?
Hey, you wouldn't believe it, but the L Star. You was right all along, big dog.
Yeah, the L Star is fire, dog. What you mean? Oh man. Oh my god, that's crazy. Oh man, that's crazy work. No, that's actually facts though, because you know he was about that thing when the thing was trash, boy. Oh my god, man. Come on, G. All right. Um how was that conversation like? Man. Um like okay, so the context around it now, like I'd say like now, if everything stayed the same and I just was able, boom, I was able to get that conversation, right? But everything still holds the same, right? I don't know. So if you're still not here, but I get the opportunity to talk to you, please. Um, the conversation would probably be like a um have I did everything that you thought I would do? That would be the question. Have I did everything that have I did everything that you wanted me to do, and are you proud of me? Genuine.
That's not a.
That,
You
but
wasting your
right.
breath. You wasting your breath.
Well,
You wasting your breath. And I say that. Let me
yeah,
say. Let me
yeah,
preface that. It sounds like I'm talking junk, G. I'm not.
yeah.
I say that from a place of there's nothing you can do
Do
to
or not do. Yeah.
right. Gee,
Well,
like I said,
so I
there's
think
so
it.
much. It's so much in my life that me and him, like I told you, John, we should not have been friends.
Right.
Should not. Buddy should have tossed me out. Um,
So if you're comfortable,
you,
can we have background who Michael is? Yes. He
uh,
he
you got it.
was. Yeah. He is one of our best friends. He was friends with Turtle. His best friend since they were kids. So I met Michael through Turtle. Um, so he is a best friend. He passed away. He passed away a few years ago. He was in a car accident. So anybody that's got me on Facebook that's in here, the picture of me and Michael, that is my profile picture. Yes, there it is, Bree. Gee, Bree got you covered. Gee, she your personal assistant.
But you
Yeah,
you'd be wasting your time just because, man. Like I said, if he did throw me away throughout all the years, um, I know good and well. If I could see him, it's a squabble on site. First and foremost, it's
yeah.
a squabble on site.
Get the
I'm getting
demands
him
in.
in. Oh, gee, he catching every bit of 'em.
Why?
Oh, gee, you left me down here. You trifling as fuck. Like just bounced. You let me search for 6 hours, boy.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel. Yeah.
So it's a squabble on site. Um, after that, man, it really wouldn't. Uh, if it was me, not to hijack what you're saying, but
Yeah.
like
No,
I
G,
said,
go ahead.
it would, you'd be wasting your breath, man. I would just catch him up on all the things you've done because he was never that guy, and that's
Right.
why like I strive to be like that because man, to be a friend like that, I never knew,
Right.
and to hear other people talk about quote unquote who they call their best friend, that's not who
No,
that's
got
not a
no
best
idea.
friend.
I ain't got no
Because
idea.
when I think about a best friend and I compare it to my best friend that I had, you you sitting there in the trash,
Mm-hmm.
100%. Like
Mm-hmm.
you really hadn't had one yet.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd have had one like I did, I just and that's what I say. You'd be wasting your time trying to seek that approval because you already got it.
So I think for me it's like I remember one of the like one of like the conversation of this is what we want to do in the future, this, that, and the third. Like I think it's more along the lines of like going into depth on that conversation, like what we want to do, what you and I don't even think it's a hey you know like am I making you proud? I think it's a did you see me here based off what we talked about or the things that we talked about in general. That's I think that's like I think that's more so what it is. I don't think it's more of a like have I made you proud thing, although that's you know, I know that's gonna be a for sure right on. But I think it's a like looking ahead if everything was a standstill back then and we were able to look ahead on life like how does this look? What do you think? Like if that makes sense. To an extent, kind of like what you said, like catching them up to an extent, but like when we talked about this, did you see or did you envision this? Right. I think that's kind of more along the lines of what it would be. More so than
And
anything.
and I get that
Yeah.
for sure.
I think that's more
Um,
what it is.
if I mean, I don't know that I would love. It would either be my grandfather, but
Mm-hmm.
it, no offense, I love my grandfather to death. Don't get me wrong. It would be harder to know and see Mike and then walk away again.
I feel that.
And so that's why I'm hesitant to say that. And
Mm,
because it would be harder, because dude, I've had so like crazy vivid dreams. I'm like, oh, it was a joke. It was a whatever, blah, 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 and then wake up, look on the nightstand, boy, there he is.
right.
You feel me?
Right.
So it would be one of the two. Um,
I think if I had to go with a second person, G, this is gonna shock a lot of people. And I think you already know where I'm going with this. If I had to choose somebody else, G,
yeah, I know where it's going.
it would have to be my dad.
And there's some squabble on site too.
That is 100%. I'm whooping your ass. 100%. There's 100%. You, you gotta catch a fade first. Then we have a conversation. I want to know what happened, why it happened, and why you didn't try. That's what I want to know. I want to know all the details. Why weren't you here? Why didn't you reach out? And to an extent, even though I never met the man, why did you leave again? Like, I need all the details from before you met my mom up until, you know, the day before your last day. But you definitely got to catch a fade first. I got to put hands on you before, first and foremost. You got to get RKO'd. It's not even a question. You have to get RKO'd. But yeah. Yo, Don, what's good, Brody? All right, G. Now we about to get to go. Okay. Um,
Pick
and I
whatever,
can,
G.
G, and I can start on this one. Um, um, should past relationships matter?
What the hell? Oh my God,
Okay,
no
put a little context on the
way.
question. So are we talking about as far as like what exactly? In the sense of like how many you've had, da 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 whatever, or if you still talk to them, if you have to talk, like what's the context there?
Should past relationships matter in I don't even know the context of where to go. It can be so many different things. Um okay, yeah. Should the number of past relationships matter? I'm gonna say no. Well,
Yeah, it sounds easy
yeah, I might have to I might have to
because you
say
you want to say no. Everybody wants to say no, but if it's like, oh, I've had 7 boyfriends, quote unquote, this year, or 7 girlfriends, this you that's gonna throw up a flag for you. You know what I mean? Like, are you not committed? Are you looking for something wrong? Are you just looking like a certain kind of gain and then you out or what? Because I feel like if you're calling someone like you were in a relationship with someone,
Hmm. Yeah,
then
you've had
that's
7
way
committed.
more than
Yeah,
right. That's way
that's more
more than
than a
just going
date.
on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely feel like relationships, past relationships. Yes, the number of past relationships matter. Um. Now, do I believe that everybody deserves a fair opportunity, and do I believe that hey, maybe I might give an opportunity for you to give a little context behind it? Absolutely. Um, but I'm definitely going to ask, okay, well, if you've had 922 boyfriends in 360 days, what's going on? I mean, or girlfriends, because a friendship is a relationship too. So from that aspect, it's like, man, what's going on? Like, I love you with all my heart, but like, bit all like, what's going on? Like, is there something wrong with like your approach, or you have commitment issues, whatever the case may be? I definitely feel like, it's a question. Um, or if you're on the other end of that, what it boiled down to, like, I know they say it's not everything, but it's the box trash.
Okay. Is it? Never mind.
I mean, it's just real, man. Like, but I definitely think, like, you know, there is a there's a genuine that's I mean it is a genuine question though. But I feel like no matter how many relationships you've been in though, the right person is not gonna matter. If a person is for you, they're not gonna care if it's 15 relationships
you,
this year.
you think about that red string boy with 900 boy.
Yeah.
Wore out, boy. Goddamn.
I can't take you serious, man.
It
Bree, you
was
need
like
to
a
come get your boy.
crazy shit, crazy shade of pink. That motherfucker ain't red no more.
They register. Okay. Okay, dude.
I'm gonna hurt myself a lot of boy.
Facts though. Facts though. Now, but I genuinely do think though. I do believe, like, yes, 100%. That is something that should matter. But I feel like to the person that you may be eyeballing a relationship with or whatever next, if you've already expressed interest in liking somebody, I don't think that for the right person, I don't believe it'll be a red flag, if that makes sense.
I'm trying to get one of my notches back from marrying a lesbian.
What? What'd you say?
I said I had to give me a new string, boy, after my last relationship.
So I knew Turtle was my favorite person. Even we had different rotations. He knew he was a husband. Hey, I knew that Turtle was yours. Well, I knew that you were Turtles when I met you for the first time. Easily, hands down. I already knew where that was going. I already knew where it was going. That's just, I mean, hey, yeah, I already knew, but this deal might be too sweet. Boy, I walk in, your sister calling me her brother. Boy, you ain't never talk like that. I'm like, I already know what
She
this
sure
is.
wouldn't.
I already know. I already know what this is.
She trifling anyway.
Um, but yeah. So, um, gee, okay. Next question, chat. Are corporations more powerful than the government? Are corporations more powerful than the government?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Not even close.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
You follow the money.
yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
hands down.
hmm I
Yeah,
think
you
it's
follow.
a. I think it's a thing of, um, like the most powerful corporations have their hand in government things anyway. For sure,
Well, they determine. I mean, that's who determines who gets elected.
it's
I
the
mean, you throw the
mass.
most money.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. You
it's
can get a kickback. You can get this. They did a. Hold on, if I speak inappropriately, go ahead, G.
no G. No G. You good? You good, G? G. We speak freely out here.
I'm not. I'm not. I know, but I don't want to misspeak, so I'm gonna double
Oh,
check.
I'm about to
Just make
say,
sure.
G, because it's.
Yeah.
I'm about to say, we can't be worried about what's said or anything on the stream now. After Wing was shown on stream the other day, I think we're good. You said they're basically all one and the same. Yeah. I believe that. Excuse me. No, me and Turtle started up a game, and at the beginning it was Wing on the screen. It was crazy. Excuse me. No, but I definitely believe that they are hand in hand. And this is a rabbit hole question for me, because I will do the research. I will uh it's definitely a thing, because you look at big corporations, the person at the top, how that company operates, and then a lot of companies are structured to move like the government in general. It's how it goes. It's just how it is.
So that's like. So they did a study,
Mhm.
and that's like. Have you ever heard of APAC?
Yeah, I think so.
So what APAC is. I'm not trying to get too political, people,
No, you go
but
ahead.
it's the American Israel Public Affairs Committee,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so people were talking about all the donations and different things like that. Uh, so they donated, like it was $53 million to 361 uh, political nominations as far as candidates in
Mm-hmm.
2024.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
like it's not even like just like companies within our own country, and that's why you see certain things like that. And there's videos online where people go ask people to pack and taking money from them and different things like that. So certain people won't speak on the Israel Palestine thing and whatnot, but people taking money from, I mean, literally other countries.
Mm-hmm. I think it's like, and how's the money, like, when it comes to these corporations and mixed with government, how is our money being used? Look at the Minnesota stuff, right? Like me and Bree was talking about it earlier. Like, hey, it'd be crazy if people just stop paying taxes. You see, but they start freaking out. I think they're definitely hand in hand. What are y'all doing with these tax dollars? I know that's a little off topic, but I definitely believe that corporations are definitely stronger than government. Um, gee, um, are we raising weak or emotional, healthier generations?
Oh, I think, I mean, for the majority, um,
Chat, what do y'all think?
from the
Are we
majority, I
raising
think
weak or
I think
healthier,
I'm sure there's certain
emotionally healthier
scenarios for different
generations?
things and stuff like that, but um, if you, it's what my mom told me when I was little, right? So her goal, her job, she felt like was to raise me to be a gentleman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do this, do the right thing, whatever. Now, if I turn out this way, but I dislike my mom now as a grown up, a grown man,
Mm-hmm.
she still did her job.
Right.
I can take that. Do I want the kids to dislike me or hate me? No. But if I'm going to do something that I know is right, that I know is going to benefit them in the long run, if it is at the detriment of me, that's fine. Because that's the thing, it's leave it better than you found it. And that's with anything.
Right.
And so whatever that takes, that's what I got to do. I'm not here to be, I would love for them to want to talk to me forever, da da da. But if that's not how it works, it's just not how it works. Because when they get grown, they're going to make their own decisions regardless. Now, educated decisions, you hope they make good ones, right ones, whatever. But if I just let them get away with whatever, or this slide, that slide, it's not good for the goose, good for the gander.
Right.
It's this person, right? So I'm just not. I'm not for the softer. The it's okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. There's a time and place for it, but as a whole, I can't do it. I can't. I think people are soft as baby shit now. I genuinely do.
Mm. I believe you. If we're talking about the mass of, like, let's just say our generation, I definitely believe that the mass majority of people are, or the mass majority of people that are raising children or whatever are weak. And this is no shade to anybody that would consider yourself in the mass of, you know, like the population. But I will say that you cannot be, this is what drives me crazy a lot of the times, of what I see or what I've seen, is you can't be friends with your kids. That's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. I feel like now, even with our generation, with, okay, for instance, a lot of people that I went to high school with, right? Like, when I lived back home, they kids bad. And it's just like, you weren't like that. And I know how you were raised because we kind of grew up together. But like, if you weren't raised like that, um, if you weren't raised like that, and I know you weren't raised like that, and you turn out to be a great individual, why are you allowing the polar opposite, the total opposite, to be the case for you raising a child? Now,
Right.
I just don't see, because I believe that things are, when it comes to parenting, it's not just a loving thing, it's also a logical thing.
And that's why I think people get it mixed. Soft parenting it breeds soft kids. It just is.
Mm-hmm.
It does. I think you're setting them up for my personal opinion. Everybody's entitled to it,
Mm-hmm.
but I think you're setting them up for failure. Genuinely, altercations are gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yo,
Like
what up, mama?
it's a fact of life. Whether it's at work or it's in Puerto Rico, G.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You
think,
you you're
yeah.
gonna get in altercations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think like, okay, so myself, for instance, um me, like, being raised by a single mother, um she was strict, but it was more so of a structural, it was more so of a structure rather than like just strict, right? Hey, that time, this time, you got chores, you got this, you got that, this is what you're doing. um Now, what I did realize, and it took me some time to realize this, even with having me, with me having a daughter, I was so gung ho on not being a soft parent, but then you realize that, hey, certain things you do have to be a little different in. It doesn't mean that you have to be soft. It doesn't mean that you are soft. Um, but there are some things, that change. And in my case, it's a little bit different because, when it comes to Tatum, well, what she's been through, and of course, with her being, level one autistic and stuff, and how she processes things, it is a little different. Like at the beginning, G, I think anybody that knows me good enough to know that, like, hey, I am not a soft individual in general. I can't break being the way that I am because as a parent, I only think logical 95% of the time. Now, do I have my moments of being soft? Absolutely. You said, I'm assuming that's taken. Yes. Yeah, mama, yeah, it's tea. But I do have my moments of being soft, right? And I'm sure, G, for you as well, you do have moments of being a little softer rather than, being straight all the time, But I believe for the mass majority of like our generation, dog, it is straight Charmin Ultra soft, genuinely.
Yeah.
But even look inside like the school systems and stuff. Like, having a conversation when I talk with Tatum, these kids acting up in school, right? They're acting up in school, right? And she's just sitting there watching these students just disrespect these teachers, and these teachers just aren't doing nothing. It's just like, but at the same time, though, I will say this. The teachers have to walk a very, very, very thin line because it's not that necessarily all teachers are soft or are getting soft. It's that the parents are soft and when your kid come home and they like, oh, you never guess what Mr. Dixon did today. You never guess what he said today. It's like, hey, I was telling your kid that if they want something to write with, then they need to bring a pencil or a pen in the class. And they told me that they weren't going to bring a pen or a pencil. Okay, well, I'm just going to give them a 0. And then the parent loses their absolute mind about it. It's just something as simple as that. Like, you can't baby. You can baby them to a certain extent, but you have to be careful at how much you baby or have a soft spot when being a parent. You have to. It's gotta be a thing. Some parents today were kids when they had children themselves. That's facts, mama. You said, gee, look at what T said. She said, the kids aside, let me slap your mama around for making right. Yeah, right. Like, let's talk about why your kid felt the need to come to school today, not prepared to do schoolwork. Now, we can get down to the bottom of it. Maybe you don't have the funds. Maybe you just don't care. Okay, well, then we need to have a conversation on why you don't care about your kid's education or them doing this and this. Whatever the case may be, we gotta talk about this. We gotta get to the bottom line of it. I definitely believe that you gotta be not even necessarily strict. And chat, I'm gonna make it very clear because I've learned this since 2018. Since 2018, when I got with Bree. Like, it's not even being strict, right? It's not a being strict thing. And this is how it is with a lot of kids. G, and please correct me if I'm wrong here. It's not a strict thing. I genuinely believe that it is a structure thing. Structure doesn't mean strict. Structure just means that there's a way that we go about things. This is just the way that we need to do them. Because if you build structure, then you're more likely to not even fall in line. But I think that's what it is. And G, you feel free to correct me if I'm wrong there.
No, and it's a thing. I mean, everybody's got their own style of parenting, and
Charles Healthy Fear has done a complete
I'm
180 with
so not
really
here to
T.
tell someone they're doing anything
Parents
wrong
are just want
or
the kids any more
whatever.
kids or
That's
having
not
kids, and that don't
not
work.
it at all.
Facts.
But
Facts says facts.
there has to be a healthy fear. Me and Tatum was just talking about this the other day.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a healthy fear. Um, they know when I'm serious. They know when we can play. Um, and I think it also helps them kind of crave that, like
Mm-hmm.
that playtime and different things like that. But if you tell your kids something, they just like no, or that's their first reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. Good luck to you. I'm just saying, it couldn't be me. Could not be me.
Yeah.
There just has to be that. And it's not a disrespect thing. I mean, you, respect your children, obviously, but like, uh, it's learned. It's
Right.
learned.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, it just is. I mean, and so I will show you whatever it is. Uh, I will show you every bit of it, but there's a healthy fear that I have with the kids now, and I'm not scared to flex that muscle if I have to.
Right.
And it's not because I'm an asshole. And like I said, I've never once whipped these kids. Nothing.
Right.
Not a damn time ever. But will I sit there and will I poke your little chest because you thought you was something? 100%. Like it's just not. It's not what it is.
Right.
So um, I just don't tolerate it, and it's just the example that you have to set.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. So and this is two different parent styles, chat. Right. My boy Turtle is more of the he doesn't yell. I'm not going to say that I yell necessarily. Okay, we'll make this very, very clear. I have a big problem, and so does anyone, right? I have a problem with getting yelled at or the disrespect thing. But what I have learned is that in my case, when it comes to Tatum, like when she says something after this is something that I'm still like, and I just recently, I'm not going to say that I've mastered this, right? But I'll say that I've gotten a lot better with it in the last year or two, right? So
mm,
I'll be like, hey, you need to do this, and this, right? And she'll be
right.
like, well, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, at first, I'm like, I'm trying to figure out where we forgot the fact and the point and where I'm the parent and what I say goes, right?
Right.
But like what I've developed and learned, and I think this is gonna sound crazy, but I think I learned a little bit from this from you too, because I can kind of see you a little bit in me learning how to handle it is like like them being curious or her being curious or needing the understanding as to why. It's not that she's like, oh, well, I'm 110% just not doing it, right? I just don't understand why I need to, and I have no issue telling you, well, this is why we do it.
But that's the thing. So it's a do it first, and I tell them I will 100% answer all questions
Mm-hmm.
after we do it.
Right. Right.
Do it
Yeah.
first. Ask questions later. I got no problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying necessarily question authority, but if you want to ask a question on, hey, why I got to do it, that's fine. Do it first, then I'll answer questions.
Right.
Like it's just that's the thing. It's not meant like I don't know, man. it's crazy. Um, you set the tone. What was that guy's name?
Brett
I
said,
have to
"Yep,
find it.
we do it first. Questions later."
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not at no point in the history of any relationship, father, child, anybody, friends, whatever. You've never ever seen somebody be like, "Oh shit, I got it. Thank you for yelling at me." Like now I understand.
Mhm.
It's the same thing with kids, and people try to make that shit so hard. Like you wouldn't yell at your friend to get them to see your point of view. No,
Right,
you would have a conversation. Why would you not do it with the person that you're trying to be like? Like you want them to be like you. Handle certain situations a certain kind of way.
right,
Why would you treat them why would you want to yell at them to get them to understand what you're saying?
right,
And if you got to go that far, you've lost a battle already anyway.
right,
Like you got to look at you.
right,
You fucked that shit up.
right. And
Like
I
that ain't got nothing to do with the kid.
right, and then like
That's your
so,
fault.
and then so like for what my mom said is it's not up for negotiation. Just do it, right? That's me in a nutshell. Now I say that that's one thing that I haven't shifted from, right? It's not up for negotiation for sure. Like, um, it is 100% like, hey, this isn't a debate. And G, see my favorite line of all time. You know what we're not gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not up for debate. We're not gonna sit here and talk about it. Now, have I been animated before? Yes, but I always come back and I'm like, this is why. And you see what's crazy is even with all this acting up, meltdowns, blah blah, this and that, this is we still ended up doing it. Like I think that's the biggest thing is like we're gonna end up doing it anyway. Hey, if I've got to explain it to you, or if I have to help you understand, or whatever the case may be, um, I have no issue doing that, and that's what I've learned. Um, oh, Rhett said you owe him a quarter. It's got to be for cussing. Got to be for cussing. Has to be. Yeah, GG's G.
Well, that's like
Bro.
now. That's like now. I mean, so when they don't say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, if they answer us, huh, what, anything like that, it's 5 up downs and 5 push-ups.
Mm,
I don't whoop. I don't whoop.
right,
It's instruction. Like that's all it is.
right,
You determine how much you got to do that day. It's not on me.
right.
It's
Just
not. I
know,
mean, that's 100%. That's on you, partner.
yeah, just know that if you don't, then you know, hey, it's whatever.
Yeah.
She said Rhett said burpees.
Burpees, yes.
Yeah. Sometimes it be like that, Rhett, you know. But I definitely believe that. Now, do I believe in just absolutely just grilling your you know when it comes to your kids? No, no, I don't believe in absolutely grilling them. Um I believe that there is a time and place to grill your children if need be, right? Um, I feel I've had to learn it the hard way myself. You know, like how to handle situations. Like, gee, I mean, as you know, you know, I went from single and worrying about myself to having a family, like in no time. Like,
I feel that.
yeah. Gee, it's the same. Yeah, this is how this how it's been. You know, and it's like going from worrying about yourself to worrying about having a family is one of the toughest things to do, and you only learn through messing up or whatever the case may be. That's a real thing. So
They
to
they
these
said that there's
kids.
no instruction manual for how to do this shit right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but boy, did you have a mama? I did. I did indeed have a mama. But that's the thing, mom. Like, I'll never say that you were ever strict necessarily because that wasn't necessarily the case. Like it was just structure. That's it. Um, I think I can count on, one hand how many times I argue back and I still had to do it. you know, and that's whether, you know, I got put through a table or a bloody nose or, you know, whatever the case may be. But I mean, it was never that you weren't a strict parent. You were a parent that, you know, that demanded structure, that brought structure. And that's, you know, that's what made me the person I am today. I'm the same way. I'm probably just a little more mouthy with it. Yeah, man. That I will say that. You know, when I was growing up and I was hanging out with friends, boy, it was a, yeah, you got to check in every hour on the hour, boy.
Gee, my parents, we did that for a while, and then they just got up talkies. We was out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's a. I mean, and I think even the times I had a phone, like once I got older, like at least a text or a phone call or something. Hey, let me know you good. You know what I mean? Like let me know you're good. Like, and it's like a lot of the things like I look at when it comes to me and Tatum, right? G, a lot of the things that like even with, cause she's just like Bree, and she does have a mouth on her, just like her mama, Bree. You know what I'm saying? But like I will say though, like a lot of the things that I was like, man, like, man, it's gonna be wild to see this like years from now, right? Gee, it's not even a thing. It's not even a thing anymore. It's just a okay, or like it. I can say that things are a complete 360. Like a lot of things are a complete 360. You know, so and I believe that. Hey, but you can't put a time limit on structure either. You can't put a time limit on when somebody fully genuinely understands. Hey, they can do it in a moment. You can explain, but sometimes you might have to explain it more than once after you have them do it that first time every time.
Right.
You know,
That's like, I mean,
yeah.
that's my nephew. Right now, he's, you know, he's
Mm-hmm.
young, and it's like every time I say something, why? Well,
Mm-hmm.
why? And then
Yo,
I just
Stream
tell him
Hub,
I'm
what's
handing out
good?
free butt whoopings. I said, "Do you want a whooping, or do you want to do what I said?"
Mm.
He ends up doing what I said, but
Right,
he might want a whooping. I just don't know it.
right. Yeah, man, I like for me, it's just man, it's like, and I'll give a shout out to like a big shout out to Tatum, like because she has definitely like it's, you know, not to say that, you know, she was a bad kid because she wasn't or anything like that, but like
Mm-hmm.
some things that I definitely had some questions about, right? You know, I was like, man, like, and even with Bree, like, you know, like with us talking about it and stuff, like some things were just like, okay, well, we'll see how that comes about, or we'll see how that goes. Gee, it's like it's like having it's like another adult is in the house a lot of the time about different things, you know. So, but I think it's been the structure over time. Structure over time has been a big thing for her. You know, I'm a little lax on the bedtime a lot of the time, especially here recently, and everything. But like for the most part, there really isn't any more debating. At least not on my side. I'm a firm believer that the parents gonna that the kids are gonna always test their mama. That's gonna always be the case. It's gonna always be the case. They're gonna test their mama, but for sure. Um, I got put through a wall for balling my fist on my mom when I was 9. I'm 30 and haven't done it again. Yeah, I have. I remember one time. I smarted up to my mama one time, and I did that same thing, and she hit me with the, oh, but she would, but I was like, never mind, you know, like that's kind of just where it was, like said facts, yeah. I definitely believe that and I think it's more of a structured thing rather than a strict thing, or rather than a mean thing, or whatever the case may be. So but yeah. But to round off the question, I definitely believe that the mass is definitely, we're leading and heading more towards a weaker, emotionally weaker generation. I think that's what they're building. I think that is the thing. G, last question, G, just real quick too. Hustle culture versus work-life balance.
What's the question? Which would I choose?
Yes.
Oh, it depends. I think it depends on the kind of where you're at in life. To be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
um, I mean, I like. I like the uncomfortableness of a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I know it sounds kind of weird, but I like that. Uh, but all I know is the other one. Here recently, like since I busted my ass for so long and did my thing, like I've you know been able to be promoted and different things like that. So I have much better of a balance now.
Mm-hmm.
But it don't. I can do either.
Right.
Like I'm good. Like I'm good. I don't stray from one or the other. Um, I like the hustle aspect. I feel like that if you don't start there, if you go in and say, "Well, I need to make sure this and that,"
Mm-hmm.
you might well give up. Or I ain't gonna hold you.
Right.
That shit, this whole life shit, just not gonna be for you.
Right. I think I'm still, to an extent, like work-life balance, and I feel like I'm in between those two to an extent, because of me, I'll work all day long, you know. Or when it comes to the stuff when it comes to streaming, like I'll sit and I'll sit for 8 hours and I will edit clips or do this, do that, whatever the case may be. I'll sit in this room and figure it out, whatever the case may be. But I believe
And it's
that
also,
the hustle culture has shown me how to have a better work-life balance. Hey, when you working, the last job, for instance, I'm taking this as a lesson. I was up and on the road somewhere about 5 a.m. or whatever the case may be, right? Like that phone has got to shut off by 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, something like that. That's what I'm learning now, is that piece of the work-life balance is like, if you're out in the field and you're doing something, it's one thing, but like when you're home, like, hey, we got to just shift from something. Like we got to shift. And
and
I'm
it
in
all
between
depends
that.
on if you like what you do.
Mm-hmm. And I think
That's
that's
the
what
thing.
I hated it. I hated it. I hated that I loved my job so much.
But yeah, and that's where I'm at now. Like I don't mind to go.
Right.
I really don't care.
Right.
Like I don't mind to go to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's people who dislike what they do. Hey, I need to make sure I'm home by this time. You don't mind it? Shit, not that bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that I think that you gotta find, the balance in between it. I believe one complements the other though. I believe that putting in, putting in that hustle, the grind and stuff, I feel like that sets up you having the work-life balance later on down the line if you did everything right. Definitely think that is definitely a thing. So hello, can you help me grow in followers, please? I never went into somebody's stream and asked that question myself. So I'll tell you that that is definitely not the way to go about it. So not the timeout for 1 week. That's crazy. But yeah. But RG, that's that's podcast episode number 3 in the books, G. Unless you got anything else, G.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I feel like even with the stream message, G. Like that's pretty solid timing. So, great job, guys. My goal, T, listen. My goal is to get this man camera and we can be in Discord. I can have him on the screen with me. That's the goal. One day. One day. You know, the way that people can see the most golden combination of all time. Oh, G, just real quick too, especially I've got you here. This is not related to the podcast or anything like that. But Bree did talk to her parents yesterday about them keeping Tatum for that weekend. That's a good one already. So that's already done and handled.
Good, that's what we like to hear, G.
And I think she was reaching out to Brooke about keeping the dogs. So, like, we're trying to get it done. Time that we can say keep like it. So we'll have to figure out something about the dogs. I mean, we definitely got time though, so we definitely got some time. So I'm not really gonna worry about it yet. I mean, we got a whole month. Some chat in a couple of days. He'll go on camera. Yeah. That's crazy. But yes, so one half of figuring it out is already figured out. I mean, push come shove, if we got to use like Rover, if we got to use Rover and have some people that's up by y'all watcher or something like that, then that's probably what we'll do. But we are literally in line. We're doing everything now to go ahead and solidify that, so but gee, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, dog. All right, Jay, I'll holler at you.
All right, then.
Good vibes coming to you this week, G. I appreciate that, T. Oh yeah. Look. Apply for, obviously, hopefully I can land something, management, whatever the case may be when it comes to Coke, right, down here. Or, land something when it comes to Buffalo Rock. I've applied for a couple manager positions as well with that. So we'll see what happens. I'm very positive about it. I'm feeling pretty good about it. So we'll see what happens. I appreciate that though. Thank you so much. Chat. Another podcast in the books, man. Another podcast in the books.